What's going on? This is My Life in the Shop. I'm your host, Donald Washington. Now, I got Emmanuel Barbee with me. He's the author of The Solutions for Black America. This is My Life in the Shop. What's going on? Now, I got Emmanuel with me, man. I want to talk about the killings in Chicago and in Black America. Now, he's the author of this book. And I'm glad to have him on because this is a big issue in the Black community. This is something we all need to discuss. This is all what we need to talk about. Now, I've directed the Chicago Way documentary. I bring you guys the problem and the solutions in my documentary. However, he's going to bring you the problems and the solutions from his book. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling? I'm grateful to be on your show. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you. Now, let's cut straight to it. Tell me about your book.
Well, my book is basically about my personal life experience growing up in the inner cities of Chicago.
Okay.
It's not something that my book is not just something that I read from other people's stories and stuff like that. I actually experienced this stuff. So that's my credibility, my story. I go there first, and then, I talk about our experience as African Americans, our past, present, as well as our future. And I talk about a real solution that can solve our urban violence here, starting here in Chicago and throughout the United States.
Okay, so now tell me about your book. Let's talk solutions. We know what the
what makes me different from everybody else. Again, this is about my personal experience, and I bring to the table 5 main components: a social service component, a spiritual component, which is going to be optional for secular people, a political component, an entertainment component, and an entrepreneur component. Those 5 components that can help solve our major problems in our inner cities if I'm able to have that opportunity to prove myself. So I wrote my book in order to recruit 30 qualified people that's going to meet the qualifications that I'm looking for, so that way I can back up everything I'm saying.
Okay, so now let's start with problem. So you say you got 5 solutions. Go ahead, let's break them down to 5 problems in the Black community, especially Chicago, being we have so many killings.
Well, the main thing, yes, again, is it's all about economics and jobs. But with my organization, it's about working directly with broken families in the inner cities. My goal is to bring my organization right in the heart in those high crime, gang and drug infested communities, starting first on the west side of Chicago. We're going to cover Austin, Garfield Park, and the North Lawndale community. So that way I can get my foot in the door.
Okay. And so in your book you cover now, and on my show, on My Life in the Shop and my documentary, I cut straight to the chase. Now, in my documentary, I outlined that it was 78% of the inmates all come from a broken home. Like 90% of the high school dropouts came from a broken home. Everything, the all common denominator comes from a broken home. And I break down how come we have a broken home, and it comes back to welfare. And the research comes back to that. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, that's most definitely the case too. But it's also because, again, there's no investment in our communities. Even though we had a Black president, what I'm saying, he was a good man, President Obama. But yet he didn't help advance investing in the Black communities. Instead, he only focused on his legacy, and he promoted the gay agenda, and also he helped protect illegal immigrants, so he can preserve his legacy. And so that was a disservice to the Black community. So basically, you know, like what I'm trying to say on this show is that one of the things that's going to make my organization different than others is that we're going to start our own independent political party at the local level. Not that Green Party stuff. I mean, people be telling me about that stuff. We want to focus on solving black issues once and for all. And it starts with coming against, in my organization, it starts with coming against this Willie Lynch mentality within our culture.
We do have,
because I keep running across a lot of black or a lot of African Americans that keeps, you know, have that mindset. Hey, I got mine, you get yours. Right. I don't understand how come I can't get these middle class black professionals that have those degrees that would help make my organization and other organizations successful. So what I want to bring to the inner cities is the Black Wall Street. Not just talking about that stuff. I got all my stuff in my book, and so I'm ready to make this happen. I'm on 300 different social networks, and I correspond with 125,000 people worldwide. So people know who I am. I have my own talk show as well. It's helped stop the genocide in American ghettos. Absolutely. So I'm trying to be known. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault that people want to sit up here and want to keep running from the real issues.
People want to keep running from real issues now. Yeah, and it starts in our communities. And we have to come together. And that's something that Dr. Claude Anderson pointed out and Malcolm X pointed out, is that the black economic issue. We spend $1.3 trillion a year. However, we spend 98% of that outside of our communities. And what happens is that we let everybody outside of our community come inside of our community and take all the resources. They making millions. The Chinese food spot don't hire from the black community. They don't live in the black community. They don't pay taxes. And therefore, their businesses don't benefit us. And they don't hire from our community. So the gas stations are owned by everybody else. The Chinese food spot is owned by everybody else. And so we don't shop black owned. We don't shop with the businesses that live in the community. And so by our young brothers not being able to go down to the corner store and get a job because it's owned by foreigners, we spend all of our money. We go to Orland Park, all these other places to go shopping. We take jobs out of our community. Then our young brothers and sisters got to rob each other, kill each other because they don't have a job. They got to hustle on the streets, you know, and that's something I outlined in my documentary.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. With my organization, if you don't mind, I just want to stress this, please. I want to build that infrastructure for local, I would say for our local artists. So that way that can help bring them in. You know what I'm saying? I also want to reach out to our black entrepreneurs, you know, to bring them into this type of business. But what's going to make me different again from these other organizations, people are going to have to sign that community pledge, and everybody will be screened. I ain't got time for people that want to come in that want to sabotage this organization. Again, I don't want half-steppers. I don't want hardened criminals, because I don't want hardened criminals. But we will have a second chance program for ex-offenders for nonviolent crimes. So we're willing to work with them. We're willing to work with former gang members, but they got to make sure they have to drop their flag. Right, I can't have active gang members up in my organization. Okay, I ain't standing for that. I'm running my organization the way I run my home, which is drama-free, and that's real.
But you know what? We have to call out our young brothers and sisters, man. If you out there gang banging and fighting against your own brothers, you're an enemy to the cause. Period. You're an enemy to the cause. How are you fighting against your own brothers? You're trying to kill your own brothers. And if you're trying to kill one of my brothers, then you're an enemy to me. That's how I look at it. And I don't blame you, brother. I mean, that's how it go.
Well, again, I'm just trying to find 30 people within the United States, my man. Within the United States that work with me to help turn my vision into a reality. I've been pushing this thing for over 15 years, and that's why I wrote my story, because I'd be damned, excuse that expression, to sit up here and allow, I would say, the enemy to sit up here and just slaughter all our productive children and stuff that's trapped in American ghettos. That's not cool. I want to fight for them, but again, I want to make sure I have qualified people. If you don't mind, that's what those qualified people I'm looking for. I'm looking for investors, business partners, Christian entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm also looking for African immigrants, to come on board, because I want to also expand this to the motherland, to 10 countries in Africa.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff, man, but I want to start it here in my own city, starting on the west side and then eventually on the south side, to unite our so-called inner cities. Absolutely. To make it a model before we expand to at least 10 other cities throughout the Midwest. That's what I'm trying to do, brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, my man Raymond Richards. Raymond Richards, my brother, man. He's saying we need returning citizens, not exactly felons, and we need all hands on deck. We don't have time to divide it up again. I heard it all before. Absolutely, Raymond Richards, man. Raymond Richards is a good brother. He's an activist out here in Chicago, man, doing his thing. What's going on, Raymond Richards? Thank you, brother, for commenting. We have a lot of issues in Chicago, man, and we can't sit back while our young brothers are getting killed. It's too much at stake. We had a state of emergency here, man, and honestly, man, and that's something we have to talk about. And that's why I'm glad you wrote a book, man, and I wanted to highlight more brothers doing positive things for Chicago, because so much do we hear about the crime, the violence, and we don't hear about positive brothers, and we all need to come together and network with each other. It's time out for hating on each other. If anything you're doing, you know what I'm saying, I want to connect with you, whether it's writing a book, whatever you're doing in Chicago, any artists, rappers, singers, where can they find you, bro?
Oh, man, I'm not hard to find at all. All they have to do is type in my full name, do a Google search. Emmanuel Barbee, that's Emmanuel. Last name is Barbee. Okay. And my stuff is going to pop up. But I prefer for them to read my story first. I'm on Amazon.com. Again, I don't ask for any donations. I just want people to read my story. I want to be taken as a serious author. My book is just the beginning. I'm interested in creating legitimate jobs in the inner cities to help our youth. And not just sit up here and just do sound bites and stuff like this, but just to be a powerful force. I want to work with positive people. I ain't got time for people that want to sit up here and just divide us, based on, I'm just saying, based on their own hidden agendas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to talk, they talk that talk, but I could back up everything I say to the fullest if given an opportunity. I'm asking people to read my story first. If you agree, I want to hear from you. I ain't got time to debate with other people that disagree. Because some people want to talk about my book and say, oh, the slaves, some of them were paid and all that stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with my mission. My mission is to help eradicate urban violence starting here in the city of Chicago.
And that's where it starts, bro. And
that's my focus.
And that's your focus, absolutely, bro. I appreciate your focus, absolutely, because so bad do we need it here in Chicago. We need that focus here in Chicago, and that positive vibe. Hold on one second. Let me get this off. Okay, so do me. What else? What are some of the solutions to the violence that you see?
Basically, the spirituality. That's, like I said, that's going to be optional for people. I'm not going to push that down people's throat. But spirituality is very important. You know what I'm saying? So my organization, it's coming from a Christian socialist point of view. But I'm open. I'm willing to work with secular people. I'm willing to work with moderate Muslims, and I'm willing to open it up so it can be diverse for other racial groups if they want to patronize us. And basically, I want to be able, through this type of business, compete with what's going on with downtown, to make this a tourist attraction so people can invest in our inner cities. But people aren't going to invest if we have, urban terrorists, up here just constantly killing people. So, we do have to ask them to chill with that nonsense, just knuckle up.
Okay, yeah, knuckle up and man up. That's what I tell people, man. If you ain't got, if you don't have the courage to get out there and fight, go to the gym or go to school. Get off the streets if you can't fight, man. That's what I tell brothers, man. But my man Raymond Richards want to know: do you have a plan structured in place to actually help out our people? Is what he's asking.
That's in the book, sir. That's all I can tell him. It's in the book, sir. Read my story. That's all I can say. And I'm looking for 30 people to come here to Chicago, meet me face to face. If they pass the criminal background checks, then we're gonna start the organization on the west side of Chicago. Now, that's just how it is.
And now, so man, my brother Raymond Richards and a lot of brothers that I know I work with and that are doing a lot of activists are felons that came home. And what Raymond Richards is saying is that we're returning citizens, not returning felons. What do you think about that?
Okay, that sounds good and all, but again, I said that we will have through my organization, the grassroots, it's called the Grassroots Community Activists Movement online, but once I actually have that physical building, it's going to be called the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Again, we will have offer that second chance program for nonviolent crimes, for ex-offenders. So, we will let them in. But again, ex-offenders, people that's homeless, everyone is going to have to sign that community pledge. My organization, again, that makes it different than anybody else is that it's private, because I'm only want to focus on people that want to be part of the solution. Anybody can say that they agree, but I want to make sure that I want that in writing. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Because that's my name on this stuff. That's my reputation, and that's how I want to be known for.
Right. Okay.
Ain't no half stepping on my end. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
And you know what? And a lot of people are pulling away from the Democratic Party and going independent. So you say you want to have your own party for African Americans. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But I want to also have a diverse. We have I would say our non-black sympathizers. Whites, Latinos, Asians. If they want to work with us, we want to make sure we bring that in, because that's stronger. Together. If they want to work with us. I keep running across a lot of small-minded brothers and stuff. They always want to sit up here and complain about the white man and the government and stuff. I'm like, hey, look, again, our people, we help with Black Wall Street. We built that ourselves.
We built it ourselves.
And also doing Reconstruction too. Our people did that stuff. We had our own.
Yeah, absolutely. And it starts with us. It starts with us, bro. Man, we can't depend on anyone else except ourselves, man. We have to do it ourselves. We've been waiting for someone else, begging other people to do for us for 500 years, man. And that's what I say. Nobody's coming to help us. We have to help ourselves.
And another thing too, if you don't mind, I just want to put this out here, before your show is gonna go off. We've been marching for 52 years, trying to get that basic rights. So that's what I'm saying. If the Black Lives Matter movement, they would give my organization a chance.
Okay.
We could utilize that power that way, rather than all that marching and stuff. Build up our communities. Use the power that way, and also get our laws on the that power that way party, and that's going to be known as community rights. That's what I talk about in the book as well.
Okay, so what is your organization called?
The Grassroots Community Activist Movement.
You said the Grassroots Community Activist.
That's what that book, Activist Movement, and that's what my book is based on. It's based on my virtual organization.
Okay. And it's based on your organization. Hold on one second. Let me get this.
It's a virtual, yes. Right now it's only online because I don't have that support right here in our city, man.
So you don't, yeah, and that's something else, man. That's what I'm trying to teach is coming together. Raymond Richards, do we have a plan structured? Can you see his questions?
Yeah.
Invent the wheel, dude. Yeah, let me see. This is his yeah, so this is him. So man, definitely, bro. So send me a link to your book, to how people can reach you, and everything that you're doing, so that I can have everybody from my show and everybody can find out what's going on, bro.
Ain't no problem. I'll do that for you. But again, all they have to do is they can go to Amazon.com and put in my full name, and my book is going to pop up.
Okay. The Solutions for Black America.
Yes, sir.
And okay. And you outline on how to stop the violence in the black community. And that's something I outlined in my documentary as well. And that's something on my Life in the Shot, my YouTube channel, is stuff that I outline as well. Stuff how. But
what I want to say is that I want to focus on that West Side first, so that way, we're gonna measure what we're doing and stuff like that. I want to build equal partners with the community residents that want to be part of this organization, because after all, it's for them.
Absolutely.
And this organization can be passed down to the next generation.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, bro, man. I appreciate you, man. The Solutions for Black America, Emmanuel Barbee, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, brother. Anytime, man. And this is just one of many. I want you on my show, man, on a regular basis, because we got to come back to. I want to break down each and every one of your solutions, and I want all of them, and break them down, each one of them, and I will hold you to that, bro.
Okay, brother, I think I can do that, but I appreciate that you would work with me to help me turn it into a movie as well, for those that don't like to read.
You know what, and we need stuff like that. We need, and especially with the social media as well, man. I'm a videographer. I do documentaries and movies, so, and I have it. So, yeah, let's get together, man. Let's talk about it. Put together a movie.
All right, well, that's all I have to say, man. And this is for Chicago again, man. My book is dedicated to Chicago, man. I love my city. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and I love my city, man, and we need it. And we all need to come together. That's why my Life in the Shy, I want to bring everybody who's doing something positive from Chicago to come together. So anyway, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man. This is Emmanuel Barbee, the author of the Solutions for Black America. Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
No problem, brother. I'm glad to be on here, man.
I'll put your link in all the description in the description box. So if you guys want to get in contact with them, type in the Solutions for Black America, Emmanuel Barbee. You can look him up on Facebook. He got in contact with My Life in the Shy. Anybody want to reach him, you can also reach me at My Life in the Shy YouTube, Facebook channel. Peace. I'm out.